So, let's meet the advocates. First up, but in no particular order, okay? LA Cartier is joining us this evening. Make some noise. Your Huntsman, make some noise.
It's Shells, guys.
Shells. Give it up for Shells, yeah? Advocates, let's get to it. Question 1. Would you rather date a partner with more time than money or more money than time?
I would love a man to have time. It's important that a man has time, or a woman has. No, are we talking about a man? Just a man? Oh, we're doing partner.
Partners.
Okay. So, your partner should have time, and it would be nice for them to have time because obviously, you know, spending time together and all of that is important. But at the same time, you cannot be broke and have all the time in the world. It just can't happen. You have to have some type of money, some type of stability. You can't be wobbly and have all the time in the world. So yeah, no, it has to be. I think it's equal. That's what I think.
If you had to choose? Because you dodged the question, kind of. You know what I mean? If you had to choose.
Well, tell us about your experience.
You've lost it. Listen, yeah. Listen.
Have you experienced one of them?
You're
on the left or right?
Mad. Okay, listen. Money. Yeah, I think maybe money. Yeah. Let's be honest. Do you know why? Because when I need help, yeah, I cannot have this man saying, babe, I've got all the time for you in the work. No, I'm not interested in the time at that time because your time is not helping me. If bailiffs are at my door, which they've never been, I don't want to meet them, so you can't help me meet them. You have to help me stay away from them. So no, sorry, unfortunately, I'd rather him have some money. I tried to be nice, you know, did you see me?
Yeah, we did.
It's because you don't put me on first, I thought, let me try. You get it, sound like a decent person.
Would you rather a partner with more time or more money? You know what, yeah? I prefer, yeah, when a woman's got more time than money, and I'm not gonna lie to you, from a man's perspective. Because from I've stepped out, yeah, to build a romantic connection with a woman, I've made sure that there's an ample amount of money. I never really stepped out with a lack of that. So because I've got enough to cover what's going on, it allows me to, when a woman's got more time, I believe a woman's got more, she can do more with her hands, she can do more with her heart, she can do more that I'm gonna value over any kind of monetary gain. That's the best way for me to say it, do you know what I'm saying? So, as long as Shorty's got her vex money, because I know our black women's there already, they need some vex money in it. They're never going to be happy with no money at all. But from there's enough vex money to make sure that she feels secure in herself, then I just want her to have time, man. I want her to cook, and I want her to rub my back when I come home from the gym. Do you understand? And I want to see her do things around man, as opposed to doing it just for the white man to get money. That's my personal opinion, innit?
In this current economy, I'm going to say money. Money makes the world go round. No, you said wow. You said that. Why? Why? In this current economy, I would be stupid to sit here and say time. Time enables you to create money, but I need someone who has money. You have funds, you know how to make money, you know how to multiply it, and you can go forth and do what you need to do. Do you get what I mean? Time is great if you know how to use it. A lot of people don't actually know how to utilize their time. So you can have all the time in the world, but you're not utilizing it properly. And that's why you have a lot of people who are sitting around not knowing what they're doing, not knowing what direction they're in, blah, blah, blah. So for me, I'm personally choosing money because of the current economic climate that we're in. Yeah, it's cost of living.
So the cost of living crisis is affecting your relationship choices?
100%, it should. It should, not for me personally, but I'm just saying, it should. If you're currently dating in this scenery right now, you should consider cost of living. I'm being serious, I'm not even joking. Consider it.
That's your preference though, isn't it? Money over time?
No, it's not my preference. I'm just thinking logically, like the times that we're in, people are struggling to even just like do basic shopping. Like back in the day, you could spend like £100 in your boot. I saw that a little meme and I was like, "What is true?" Back in the day, £100 would get you a boot full of shopping. Now it's just filling up the front seat of your car. So all of your time, we cannot still fill our fridge. We can't do what we're doing. Do you get what I mean? So what you're doing needs to make sense. We can't just be making decisions and choices because we feel like it or because of emotions. It needs to make sense. That's it.
I feel like if you yourself are living on your own anyway, you have to have a certain amount of money to look after yourself, regardless of whether you have a partner or not. So getting with a partner doesn't what difference does it make? What difference does their finances make? So for me personally, I do understand a lot of what they're saying, but at the same time, it's like, if you're getting with somebody for the amount of money that they have, what does it say about you as a person? That's what I think personally. Do you know what I mean? So, but I do understand the economy and the ecosystem. Do you know what I mean?
So my opinion on this is that if two people are busy trying to get through, just like as you guys are saying, because at the end of the day you need to try and build a foundation where you're able to be at a point in your relationship where you don't have to work as hard and you have enough money to be comfortable. So if you're both grafting, just as long as the times that you do spend together are valuable times and it's about you and that person and you make those times 100% valuable, 100% the best times, then I don't see there's anything wrong with picking money for both of you, because you have to have a foundation. That's if you're in a serious relationship. If you're in a fly-by-night relationship, then obviously that's them. But if you're in a relationship where you take someone seriously, I don't think that's a problem. Secondly, to what, I can't remember what this gentleman's name is, sorry, right? What you said, when you're living in your masculine energy as you are, and you want to make sure that you're the provider or the person who's the man in the house, who makes sure that that lady can live in her feminine energy so that she can also take care of her man, so she can be home, cook for him, feel happy, feel safe. I'm telling you, you'll get the best sex ever you will in your life.
I know that already, that's why I said that.
Do you understand?
Bear man don't know that. Trust
Yeah.
me, bear man don't know.
So I'm old school, you know what I mean? The age that I am, you know what I mean? Next few years I'm 50, so I'm from the old school era where you look after your man and your man makes you feel secure and safe.
That worked full time. The quality time that we had was when he stopped. And we had that time together. We got off that Ferris wheel and we had that quality time as I'm one of 5. So for me, I definitely have to agree that time, the quality time that you said you spend with your family, it takes more prevalence than money.
Yeah.
100%. As you know, moving on now as an adult, and I'm working full time, when I get that time off work, for me it's quality. You're gonna have your basic amenities, you're gonna have your basic living standards, but you cannot get time back again. So I'm definitely gonna go for the time.
Yeah.
Obviously the lady at the back, shout at you, thank you for speaking. I think when you're with a partner, there's a time and a season for everything under the sun. And there's going to be a period where you have to build with that person, and there may not be that time because you're both grinding, you're both doing what you need to do to make sure, like I said, look at the economy, look at everything that's going on around us, like we can't be blind to that. Like, there is going to be a season where both people are putting the work in so you can reap the benefits of your labour later on in life. I think a lot of us are very short-sighted. We're looking at the here and the now. Oh, he's not spending time with me, or he doesn't do this with me, or he doesn't do that with me. If he's making money and he's trying to keep the roof over your heads, he's trying to make sure you're not homeless. It's as simple as that. So I just feel like we need to think, she's bending her head down, but I'm just saying, he's trying to make sure you're not, he's trying to do certain things so that you can maintain a standard of living. And obviously if you...
A lot of pressure on the man.
No, but it doesn't have to be. I'm saying if it's easy, it is a lot of pressure. I appreciate that. I appreciate it's a lot of pressure. But let's just say you have 2 people who are both working and they're both bringing in income. You're both going to be doing stuff, so you may not have that time to spend with each other because you're both jogging. You're both doing what you need to be doing to make sure your bills are paid, to make sure your kids are going to extracurricular activities, to make sure if you want to go on holiday. Do you get what I mean? Like, things have actually gone up. So it's mad how things have actually exponentially just increased over time, and we're just here like, okay, cool. So we can't complain. Like, it's sad. You would want the person that you love, that you share a bed with, to spend time with you and to give you all the time in the world, but we need to think about it logically. Does it make sense?
What about their mental health?
What about their mental health?
You got, alright, watch this. No,
what about it? What about, and I'm not saying that like mental health is not necessary. Everyone needs to talk about their mental health, but in this state that we're in, we can't feel. Like, we actually can't feel. If you want to escape the system, there's no feelings and emotions involved. You have to escape the system. Do you get what I mean? Do you get what I mean? If you want to unsubscribe to the rat race, then you need to just let the rat race go. Do you get what I mean?
You're right. You're right. I think you're coming from a very traditional way of thinking, yeah, which I think is a beautiful thing. But one thing that I've noticed is that a lot of women that think traditionally don't do traditional women things. So it's a thing where, like,
can you elaborate that? What
yeah,
do you
no,
mean by
100%. So, like, for instance, even naturally saying that a man needs to have money, I remember my mum and dad growing up, and I can't say I lived in a house where I got to see it blossom and stuff. Yeah, I am one of those people where my dad did leave and all that, cool, whatever. But before that, I got to witness that my mum helped build my dad. My mum helped build my dad to the point where it got to a point where he now felt obliged to make sure that her life was soft. It weren't a thing of, my mum met my dad when he was this and he was that and she got soft life. That's not how things work. In today's society, I feel like there's too much entitlement in terms of what women want from their man instantly. I'm saying this as a female. I'm not trying to get, I'm not on the man's side, I'm not on women's side, I'm just in the middle somewhere.
No, you're sliding on our side still.
No. But because of where I stand, I feel like my mind is a little bit open to both aspects. So what I'm saying is, financially, when somebody is much more blessed than you are, if it was a thing where you accepted them for as much time as they had, maybe they would be able to now take you and say, look, do you know what? I have this, and I'm going to teach you how to do what I do, or I'm going to teach you how to make my life a little bit easier so you can also be financially blessed. Do you get what I'm saying? Rather than, he should have this so that my bills are paid, so that I don't have to do this, so that because that is a mental strain.
Yeah, but it's survival of the fittest though, it's natural selection.
No. What
Natural
it does to the man them, like you, is give you an ego boost, because you know you can look after the woman.
I love it.
Yes, and you know that there's other men out there that are not blessed like that.
Yeah, move out of the way then.
See? That's unfair.
No, it's not.
It's unfair because
especially if you're competing for the most beautiful women.
Yes, but it's not always about finance. It's not about finances. Like, look, alright, cool. Your man could have all the money in the world.
Not my man, wife.
Alright, not you. A man could have all the money in the world, and like we said, it's either money or time. Yeah. He's got all the money in the world. Cool, great. He's financing your life. Great. You do not see him. Cool. Alright. So what do you want? Do you want a sugar daddy? Because you don't see him. 1. 2, when he's over here and he's doing what he's doing and you're not giving him no love and all of these things because there's no time, where do you think he's getting it from?
No, but
he's paying for it because he has the money to pay for it somewhere else. Yeah, first of all, you're at home, yeah, buying things on Shein or buying things on flipping. Not alright, cool, fair enough, cool. Pretty little thing and all of these things and all of these things and things. Yeah, you're doing all of this, yeah, and my man is over here, and yeah, cool, he's keeping the roof over your head and doing all of these things, but where do you think he's getting all of the emotional support that he needs? He's not getting it from you. Where do you think he's going to get it from?
No, but that's what my point is, if a man brings money to the table and a woman's got time, then her hands are free to emotionally support him, I lie?
Yes, and then what happens?
What happens?
Let's be real about this. What happens with
Alright, so let's work out a scenario.
She becomes dependent on you. Yeah, so now you're her daddy.
But no, not really, because you're also dependent on her, you know.
No.
Just because
you're not.
Just because man's got money doesn't mean.
Because you have money, you can't listen. I know how this thing goes.
Talk it then, innit?
Because you have money, you can outsource and you can get all of the things that this woman does give you from elsewhere.
Nah, but it ain't got the same touch. It ain't got the same touch.
No, that's because of the thing that you build with her, right?
Yeah.
But then what I'm trying to say to you is, if a girl got with you for your money, do you think what she's doing with you or how she's building with you is, do you think that's a natural connection? Do you feel like you lot are building a relationship?
I think what you've done, yeah, if there was money, if there was capital, right, let's just call it capital, like we're in a business, innit? Imagine a relationship like a business, yeah, so there's capital already. I think what it does is it just moves out their stress so you can get to the loving now.
Yes.
That's what I think.
Yes,
that's what I think it does.
100%.
I just think that certain ways of where you was in survival mode before,
100%.
you can just clear that out of the way,
100%.
and you can focus on the real connection
100%.
now.
But that should go to a woman who didn't want you for your bread. And the reason why I say that is because all of those things that you was looking for, she's gonna have. Do you understand? A girl that wants you, we should.
And it's my friend that I bought. This is my friend that I bought. Now can I make my point?
So, couple of things to do. I'm gonna throw in another advocate because I can. So, yes, you. That's right. Could you make some noise for the latest advocate to come in, please? Tamara, and you come, please. Make some noise, please. How you feeling, Huntsman? You good? Question 2. The life we live, is it because of choice or because of circumstances? Pass the mic to LA for me, please, and we shall begin.
I was actually having this discussion yesterday with somebody, so it's mad that this is a question. So basically, I studied psychology and criminal behavior as my first degree, and I had to look into this stuff a lot. And I feel like it's a mixture of the two. Wait, I want to just get it correct, yeah? So I know exactly what I'm answering. So
I'll read it to you.
Choice or circumstance?
Yeah.
Sorry, darling. All right, so I feel like our circumstances put us in certain positions, yeah, which we can't help. But at the same time, I feel like there's a choice as to whether you stay in that circumstance or not, if you get what I mean. So, for example, I was born and raised in Tottenham, yeah? Now there's a lot of people who might say, oh, it's an underprivileged area, etc., etc. So there will be a lot of people who may not be in a great position now in life who will blame it on, for example, their situation that they were born into, their circumstances, yeah? But you can't do that because there are people who also came from this exact same place, maybe even came from worse circumstances like family life, whatever it was, and have managed to make a decision for themselves and say, I'm not going to stay like this, I'm going to work hard in order to get to where I need to go. So when people sit down and talk about, I was just born into this, man can't help it, man was born into the roads, I'm like, yeah, you're a loser, because really and truly, there is something that can be done. I don't care what you want to tell me, there is something that can be done. And if you don't do it, the only person to blame is yourself. Simple as that.
Well, first I just want to say thank you for putting me on the advocates again. I was not supposed to be here today, but I'm always happy to join you guys.
That's 3 in a row, you know.
Yeah, 3 in a row as well. That's a record. I love being here, by the way. Choices and circumstances. I feel this is something that I'm going through at the moment with some of my clients, and what I will say is life is all about choices. No matter whatever happens. Somebody came to this country, I didn't speak English, I didn't have any money. I came here and I fight it like anybody else that could be in this room, and they could make your choice. The same as staying in a relationship, and the same as, being on the roads, or then trying to find a more straightforward life, which there is a way forward. And I think that one of the things that we have been putting as an excuse in what the reality of the world is nowadays is saying that my mental health is constantly something that is putting people down, and the resilience of people are not really getting them to step forward into a better life. So going through hassles, going through deaths in the family, going through poor moments, that is what makes you strong. So stop putting that so much into your mental health and start putting that into an opportunity for you to become a better person.
Short answer, yeah. I think that, so I'm taking a question again. I think that it's mainly choice, you know, like, because, I don't know, like, even though I come from a part of South London, yeah, that's kind of like, got a lot of people that feel hard done by in, yeah. I was living in Jamaica for 4 months, yeah. I just come back from living in Kingston. And it's like, when I was moving around in Jamaica, yeah, going Tivoli, watching Arnett Gardens versus Tivoli Gardens football matches, going through certain different areas or whatever, it reopened my eyes, yeah, to understand that where we live now in this society just gives us so much opportunities to change whatever we started on. Do you know what I mean? So I think when you come out of England and you go to different places that are more developing, you start to realise that there's parts of the world where people have a much more limited set of options in their life. Do you get what I'm saying? So me personally, as somebody who, my whole family's from Jamaica, both sides, yeah, spent so much time there in my life. To be in England, I could never say, circumstances are holding me in a situation that's bad. Do you get what I'm saying? I just can't see it when you're like when you're living in a country where there's a vast job market, when you're living in a country where there's a vast market for educating and training yourself, when you're living in a country that has a social security net, if you were to fall out of work, if you were to fall on hard times, can lift you back up. When you're living in a country where there's so much opportunity, I would always say that it's choices, it's in the mind, isn't it? And I think that we're living in a country where once you put your mind into gear, your reality starts to change. But then there are other parts of the world where there's so much oppression that's holding people down, or so much of a lack of resource that even if you're in the right mentality, it's very, very hard to elevate. So speaking from here where we are in London, it's a choice thing, it's in your head.
I think that your circumstances definitely have an impact on your life and the possible trajectory that you may be on. However, when you reach a certain age, and I don't know when that age is, I can't give you a precise figure or number, but when your mindset fully forms and you're able to make decisions and choices, if you're not doing it for the best or for your comeuppance, then it's a choice. Every decision has a consequence, every action has a consequence. If I take route X and I know it's going to lead me Z, and I know that there have been other people and there are examples where it's going to take them down that route and I still choose to opt to go down that route, then it's a choice. But I definitely feel like our circumstances can have an impact. We have to look at people's traumas, we have to look at what people are being exposed to from their parents, that there are like your primary kind of people that show you how the world's going to be, and that's what you're exposed to. So I think they both kind of work hand in hand, but at a certain age, I just haven't put my finger on it yet, I don't know what age it is, you definitely are the author of your life, and if you choose to make certain X amount of choices, and those are the choices you make, you can no longer blame, these were my circumstances, because you've now made those decisions and you need to kind of make your bed and lay in it. So I think they work both hand in hand, to be honest.
Thank you.
It's depending on your choice and what your circumstances are. If you live in Gaza, you haven't got much choice about how you live. If we're talking about in England, really, what your life is about the choices that you're making, it good or bad, and the reflection of that is where you kind of end up. LA Cartier, I'm also from Tottenham as well, so. And I kind of think, alluding to some of the people that we may or may not know who took the other path, a lot of them did have choice and chose to make the wrong decisions, and some of them are now paying the price for that. So you can choose to kind of put your life in whatever direction you want, especially if you're in London, England, like this Jensen or Manchester or wherever. Like you said, there's opportunities for training, there's opportunities to better yourself. There's more information available now that where you can see where people go right or wrong in terms of YouTube and things like internet. There's more ways to make better choices, and you've got the information to make better choices. So you do have circumstance, but at a certain point, like this young lady said as well, that the choices are, and your circumstances are because of the choices that you make.
Let me tell you out, everyone there that spoke is selfish, yeah? Because what if I want to play football but I was born with no legs? Is that a choice?
Extremely.
Yes, it is though, because we need to think about everybody. We need to think about everyone. We need to talk about everyone. Everyone answered that question based off of themselves, and they didn't think about anyone else. Yeah, thank you.
Elaborate, carry on, elaborate.
Okay. All I want to say is on that.
Warren.
Hold on. Just I'm gonna return, but I just want to say on that. To be fair to the advocates, they did say, given their personal circumstances, they can make statements whether it's choice or circumstance. And then they also said, like Huntsman did say, when he's in Jamaica, they don't have the same choices, so therefore their circumstances and they play more of a part. So I wouldn't allow it that the advocates were selfish in that particular moment. But I see what you tried to do. I appreciate the effort, but I have to call, because you said you were gonna pop them. So as the host, I had to come back and say, all right, I got you. Advocates, I have your back, all right? How come so many men think it's calm to live in a woman's house without their name on the tenancy, but women don't think it's calm to live in their man's house without their name on the tenancy? LA Cartier, over to you.
All right, I feel like in today's society, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I just feel like in today's society, more women have their lives together in the sense of like having a place to live and like having a stable like life, etc. So I feel that most of the time when two people get together, the woman has the property already. Yes, so yeah, it's not, I'm just being honest. Maybe it's not, I'm not saying all the time, but I'm being honest. The majority of the times I think the woman's got the property already, and then they get with a man. The man might have like stay, I don't know where he's staying, yeah, but I don't know where he's staying, but a lot of the time the man comes and moves in with the woman, and then it's like you can't just come and move in and then say, can you put my name on the tenancy, because you must have lost it. Do you get it? So I feel like that's why that happens. And then the other way round, yeah, a woman may look at this man in a traditional manner, like you are the man who's meant to look after me. So in the first place, you should never have been in my yard. Yeah, and I should have been in yours. Yeah. So, because that's what I think it should be. The man should be able to look after that. Listen, no, I'm saying it. I'm gonna say from a religious point of view, yeah?
I'm sorry, hold on.
I'm bringing...
No, hold on, LA to LA, yeah? LA to LA. I've let you say a lot, but then you said from a religious standpoint.
Say.
I want to let you land, but I just want it for the camera that you said from a religious standpoint. Yeah. So you may now continue. Carry on.
I'm saying now from a religious standpoint, a man has duties, yeah? If you have a husband, he has duties. The man is meant to shelter you, he's meant to clothe you, he's meant to feed you, he's meant to look after you and your children or whatever comes from your union, yeah? So if I'm a woman, I should have a man that can house me and that can look after me, and I should be able to be in the house. And also I should have the security and have my name on the property, because if I have children, it's ours. And you shouldn't have been underneath my roof for me paying the bills in the first place. I'm not gonna lie. That's not how it should be. I don't think so.
Hey, so what, would you put a man's name on your tenancy?
I'm never putting a man's name on the tenancy. It's not happening unless we bought the house.
Sorry, hold on 1 second, sorry, because the sound came through. I don't think that the camera got to pick that up. Can you just repeat what you just said?
I would never put a man's name on my tenancy, I said. That's what I said, yeah? I'm not doing it, because it shouldn't be that way around. And also, if I had my own house and he had his own house, we're both moving to his house and I'm renting my house. It's as simple as that. There you go.
Hold on.
No, that's what's happening.
So, but when you move into his house, your name definitely has to go on his tenancy if that was the way around, yeah?
It doesn't have to, but it would be nice. Yeah.
But you would never do it to yours, man.
Okay, so what I want to know is it tenancy agreement or is it a mortgage?
Tenancy agreement.
Okay,
Tenancy.
I would, listen, she says if I have my place and he has his place, we move into his place. In my, okay, but that's what she said, if that's what would be nice. In my opinion, I don't think anybody should move into anybody's places. I think you should just meet in the middle and go to a new place. So then you don't have an issue on moving into a tenancy agreement or no tenancy agreement. I think we need to use our common sense instead of think of who wins, who loses.
I'm coming to yours. Sorry.
But obviously that's your perspective. But and another thing to look at is if you actually, please let me finish. But if you actually don't have kids, you might not even want that responsibility either. So that's something we need to look at, especially at what stage in your life you're in and what responsibilities you want to take. Now you can take it.
Big up. There's two parts to this question, yeah. So how come so many men think it's calm to live in a woman's council house without their name on a tenancy? I think the first bit is, yeah, that some man, yeah, you see when they're, I believe that bare man, when they're sexing their woman, yeah, they have this blindness that comes over them. I don't know what it is, it's like they're sexing their woman, yeah, and they think that they run the yard now, innit? That's what I think happens, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and basically, some man don't even think their name needs to go on there because they're thinking, I'm running the place, innit? I'm a man. Man's walking around, swinging his thing around, and he feels like the man. That's what I think it is still. Also as well, I think a lot of black men don't like their name on things, some weird old school kind of like from my granddad's Windrush generation thing where man just like cash and their name on nothing. So I think there's that as well. And but women don't think it's calm to live in their man's house without their name. Do you know what I reckon? I reckon a woman would do short stints living at a man's house if her name went on the tenancy, but I know for damn sure she ain't paying for nothing. That's what I do know. So imagine like you're a man and then you got a yard and your woman moves in. She might live there, but you see when you start saying council tax, Thames water, gas, electric, them things there, yeah, she's not paying unless her name is going on something, you get what I'm saying? And she knows the difference between a joint tenancy and a named person on the yard. That's what I do know, innit?
He said that a woman will not live in a house if she has to pay bills.
No.
Yeah, you did. You said council tax and all of that, yeah? What happened to the man that are walking around, want to be the king of the castle, yeah, and they don't want to contribute to nothing apart from sex? How about that?
No, I agree. I'm on your side. I don't think you know that I'm here to pop down the man.
How about that?
You don't know that I'm here to pop down the man.
How about that? So it goes both ways, yeah? I feel if a man or a woman wants to combine and be one, yeah, you do as a team together.
A woman will pay bills if she moves into a man's house, but I'm saying that she will make sure. No, she will make sure her name goes on the tenancy. Can I ask a question? Let me ask a question because is there any woman in this room right now, yeah, who's got a man in their yard right now who's not paying for nothing and you're housing him? Put your hand up.
No, you gotta get rich.
They're not doing it. So that's what I'm trying to say. What you're saying, yeah, is I think that's some old school thing because the women of this generation ain't doing that.
No, it's not.
So how come there's not one woman in here today that's doing that then?
What do you mean? No, there might not be no women in here doing that.
Yeah.
There's no out there.
Yeah, what? Vicky Pollard from Little Britain. Of course, there's bare of them. We're talking about the type of women that are in this room.
No, you can't do that because it's about everybody. Yeah? There's not whatless man like there's not whatless woman. Don't get it twisted.
I agree.
Yeah? I'm batting the back for both sides, yeah? The men of today, lots of them are not men. They don't know what it is to be a man.
I agree.
They want a slave.
No, I agree,
yeah?
I agree.
Right? And there's no kitty business around there.
No, I agree.
Right, okay.
I agree. Big up, man. Hear that sound effect, man, because I agree still.
Alright, so I'm just reviewing the question again whilst you guys have been talking. And the reason why so many men think it's calm to live in a woman's house without their name on a tenancy is because they are homeless. No, listen. Like, let's just be real. Like, you need to look at the facts in front of you. The reason why they don't want their name, they don't even consider it, is because they're trying to find somewhere to live. Yeah? So they're happy to have their full needs covered by your yard. It's as simple as that. Now, if a woman is moving in with you, we have to look at the system. Unfortunately, the system is patriarchal, yeah? So it works in the favour of men, right? So if a woman is moving into a man's yard, she hasn't got her own individual assets or whatever it may be. Not all the time. I'm just generalising, I'm making thingy statements. So she may push and say, actually, you know what, I'm moving in here, I'm probably doing the cooking, I'm probably doing the cleaning, I'm probably looking after your kids, I'm probably doing all of these things that women do because they want to be women, they're the partners, that's what they're doing. So they may say, oh babe, are you going to put, they may, not all women do that, not all women know the system and how it works. Some women will say, okay, cool, yeah, you know what, actually, yeah, it makes sense for me to be on your tenancy because I'm doing half the labour that comes with this household. So it makes sense, but a man who's in that same predicament is looking for somewhere to rest his head. It's as simple as that. If you are going and you're doing joint housing and you're actually buying properties together, that's a different set of circumstances. Yeah, so if you're doing something jointly and you both decide, yeah, we both want to be on the mortgage, that's different. You're going into something, you're buying property, it should be equal. Some person may have more than others to put in, and some may not, and then you might need to sit down with a solicitor and actually draw up who's gonna earn or benefit more from putting into that property. But when it comes to tenancy, social housing, you will find that most women, because the way the system works is that women with children get properties, yeah? Men don't get social housing. If a man is homeless, he's homeless. He needs to go live with family, or he needs to find himself private rented accommodation and go and find somewhere to live.
I remember back in the day when Bear Man was getting
when they were younger, so when they were 17, 18, they will go to the council and say, oh, my mum and dad kicked me out of my house, I need somewhere to live.
And the reason why Bear them lost it, is because they went to move into a woman's yard.
Right, and then you lost your tenancy agreement. Okay, but now the way the system works is if you don't have children, the council is not going to deem you a priority. If you don't have a child with need, the council is not going to deem you a priority. So the fact of the matter is, if the man is not the primary carer, or he does not have the children in his care, he is not going to have a property and he needs to get that on his own. So that's why men are okay with not being on a tenancy agreement, because they're looking for somewhere to rest their head. It's as simple as that.
A woman should be moving into a man's house. If you both got separate things, because in this day and age, the system is set against the black families, right? So it's actually weakened the black families. They've made sure that women are stronger because they're giving them more opportunities, also giving them social care and housing, which means that they no longer need the man in the home, right? So it's broken our system, so we have a lot of single parents, a lot of men are being brought up by women, and I will say women need to take accountability for the young men that have grown up, because a lot of the young men have grown up in certain ways and they've got their own traumas, right? But obviously men are the leaders of our community and they also need to stand up. So I'm not just going to get at the women who are bringing up these children, who then women are saying that they're hobos and they're not doing this and they're not doing that, right? But, so we already know that the homes are already broken. We already know that our men are going through certain things and it's also affecting our women. But, so I look at it where a woman should move into a man's home. That's how it should be. Or, in this day and age, as I said, most women have their own things. If a man has got his own place, you've got your own place, I'd be saying that you should be trying to have a mortgage together, work together, and you get something together. If you're going to get married, I would say whatever you came into the relationship with, that belongs to you. Whatever you build together, that belongs to both of you. That's how I look at it. I'm just a bit old school like that. So.
Can I ask you a question before you, by the way, give her a round of applause. So you said that you got your son to own his own yard, yeah?
Yeah, I'll make sure he's got his
yeah, that's cool. So what if now he meets, assuming this hypothetically now, he meets a woman and he decides he wants her to move in with him.
Yes.
And then this woman says, I want to be on that agreement. How do you feel about that? What would you say to your son if he said to you, Mum, listen, this woman's moving into my house and now she's asked me that she wants to be on documentation for my house?
I would say no, because you need to both go and get yourself something separate. Because whatever you come into a relationship with, I see how things are set against men today, where if you have a house, or if you have anything that you own, you get married to a woman, you have children, or you might not even have children, and the man ends up with nothing, ending up living in one room and has nothing. I do not agree with women taking everything.
In a car sometimes.
Right, exactly. I've seen what it does to men, and I do not agree how the system is set against men in this country or anywhere. I don't like that. Also, it does happen to women, because I do hear women who've got their own homes and they've met a guy who's moved into their house, they got married, and the man's taken everything. Right, so it goes both ways, but I would say no. Go and get something together. As that lady said over there, you work together, you try and help build your man, he tries to help build you as well, and you as a team try to make a future together and have something which is prosperous for your future so you can relax and retire. But the thing that you had before, that belongs to my son. Whatever you have afterwards, that belongs to you.